Okay, here we are back inside MatrixGold once again. Thanks for tuning in. I really appreciate it. Hope you find the video useful and helpful in your designing process. Today I had a request just a little while ago actually about a fusion ring. So I thought I'd go ahead and get this one out of the way because it's a really simple ring to design and make. I will make two different designs for this particular one, just to show you a little bit different ideas and ways to go about attacking it. Um, Spent the last 3 weeks in the United States, been working off Matrix 9, and major difference. It was very interesting to go back to Matrix 9 and work off of it versus Matrix Gold. Glad to be back to Matrix Gold. It's much more intuitive and helpful. You can do a lot more adjustments and tweaking with the Matrix. It's more user friendly, I should say. So let's dive into this real quick. We're going to go ahead and I have major jet lag, so I apologize if I'm kind of out of it a little bit. I'll get back in the groove here real quick. We're going to go ahead and take a ring size 7 here. We'll just accept that, and we'll just go straight to an outside ring rail. And when you put the outside ring rail, you have a different sizes here. We want to go ahead and make this all one size, right? Going around, same thickness, right? So we'll take our side here, hold down shift, and it just bump it out to 2, and same thing down here to the bottom and bump it out to 2 as well. And then we'll just accept it, right? And then we'll go ahead and select both those inside and outside ring rails. We will go to our solids. We will go to extrude straight, extrude plane or curve straight, and we will come down here to our command line and make sure both sides yes and solid yes. And I also turn on my grid snaps and put it at a 0.1 so I can get it right on my grid there. So I have 5 and 5, 10 millimeters, right? And then hit enter. So we have that. Right, and I'll give it some shading here. And right away what I'm going to do is we'll go ahead and hide those ring rails because we don't really need those at this point. And while we have it all in one piece at the moment, we'll go ahead and do fillet on those edges just to get that out of the way. So I'll go here and click on my fillet edges since it's a solid, blend edge, and down here preview yes, and I will select my entire item, so I'll select those 4 edges there, and I have it set at a 0.5. You can adjust that however you see fit, and then I'll just go ahead and enter, and we have a nice little fillet going around those outside edges, so it should be a little bit more comfortable for our customer, right? Now you can do a comfort fit or whatever you want, of course. You don't have to just extrude it. You can do you can put a profile on there and sweep it depending on what kind of design you're going after. We'll go ahead and do the easy one first. So we're going to go to let's go to our right view here. We'll just take it through our right view. And we'll grab a curve, and this time what we're going to do is grab a freeform curve, right? And we're going to take it, and I'll change that to a yellow, and I will go ahead and turn off my grid snaps at this point. And I'll just start somewhere at the top here. It doesn't have to be right through the center. It could be wherever you want. But I'll just kind of click here. I'll hold down shift for the first one. Make sure it goes past my 2 millimeter. So it goes right in there. And if I go to my perspective view, you can see that the curve is it's coming through there pretty good. Go back to my right side, and we'll just kind of give it some kind of design here. And again, you can make whatever you want. It doesn't really matter. Just kind of something crazy going on there. Okay. And we have our curve there, and if you click on it, you can kind of see our curve going through, and you can click on that, go to your control points, and just kind of edit it however you see fit. I'll just leave it like this, just for this example. We'll go ahead and go back to our shading. And again, what we want to do is we want to go ahead, select that curve, go back to our solids, and we want to extrude this one, same thing, and we'll drag it out. So we have something like this going on, right? And we're just going to, this particular one, we'll just do a 2. Okay. And the next one we'll do a 3, a little bit different. So we'll take this, we'll go here. We have 2 surfaces out there for some reason. I don't know what I did. I probably hit enter twice. So we'll take this, we'll go to our Boolean split, sorry. We'll go to split and we'll select our item there and then hit enter. So now we have 1 and 2, and we'll go ahead and get rid of that. So we have 2. Let's change this one to this color here, and you have a fusion ring. It's really that easy. So we'll just take that, turn it to gray, turn it off. And it's on both sides here. So if you go to your render here, right, and we go ahead and click on Matrix Classic, give it that. We'll turn off our, we'll take our ground plane, we'll turn it to black matte here. We'll just apply that. We'll hide that. We'll go to our render metals. We'll do a white gold. We'll select this one. Click on that. We'll go to this one. Get on red. Click on that. And let's see. Do I want to? Yes. And we'll hit render. And we'll turn on our Nvidia, and you can see we have a 2 tone. This is a bad render, but give you an example of what it's going to look like, right? And you can go ahead and put, do you want to say no? You can change different colors. You can do all kinds of things. Now, a disclaimer, I have not done a fusion set. I have not printed it myself yet. But I will actually, probably this week. I'll go ahead and make one just to check it out and everything. And I'll do an update for you on exactly how everything works. But these should, you can't slide it in up and down, of course. It won't slide up and down because of our edges here. But you should be able to slide them in from the sides, right? They should be able to slide right together or come straight in, depending, but usually side to side will be the best fit for you. Now we have, let's go back, let's put them back together. Let's take this one and hide it real quick. Of course, we have the split right there. So we need to fix that, right? So I'm going to go ahead and go to my curves, grab me a line curve. I'll do this real quick and I'll show you the other way, right? Because a lot of people say, well, why don't you do a loft, right? Well, let's do a loft. So loft, this edge here. Okay, you have to have a curve for that one. So let's do the old loft, this one here. Select this and then hit enter and enter. And actually that doesn't look, well, down here it kind of gets a little crazy, right? I mean, you could probably do that okay. I don't particularly like this surface where it's all kind of jacked up, so I'm going to cancel out of that, and that's the reason why I put the curve right through there, right? So let's go back and do a old sweep 2, right? And with the old sweep 2, I don't need a curve. I can just use the surface edge. So I'm going to take that edge, this edge, and then that profile and hit enter. And you can see that you can even add slashes in there. My lines are a little bit, ISO curves are a little bit better place. They're not all bunched up, right? So that's kind of why I like to do this particular way. So let's go ahead and take that. We'll join that together. We'll take that and we'll change it to, we'll just keep it that color. We'll go ahead and hide that, show this one, and we'll do the same thing. This one, we don't really need to change that curve because it's right through our edge there. So all we have to do is go back to the sweep 2, select this one. Let's select this edge here, and then this profile, and hit enter, and then we'll just take those and join them together. So now we have both surfaces, right? And that should be fine, right? And we have a fusion ring. That easy, right? Very, very easy. So let's go ahead and just do a render here real quick. Let's go ahead and turn on Matrix Classic. We'll take this one, turn it to a white metal. And we'll take this one, turn it to a red metal. And let's see. Let's check our environment out here real quick. Oh, I didn't give it a ground plane. Let's give it a ground plane. Ground plane. Let's come down here to, I think it's Bo's favorite, shiny car paint. And we'll go ahead and activate that. Apply it. And let's just do a render here and see what it looks like. And I'll turn on my Novita denoiser. And there you go. You have a fusion ring, right? Very, very easy. So let's stop rendering. Yes, no, and get rid of that. Right, so that's one simple way. And then again, you can go in there and put gems anywhere you want. I think if you look online, there's all kinds of different designs, and you can do even more. You can go to your gems, go to gems on surface. Where's my gems on surface? It's, right here. Select your surface here, and then you can kind of place gems around there and do like a gypsy set if you'd like. Something like that, and you can drop that down just a little so that it goes in, and keep placing stones whatever size you want, however you want them. Right, you can go ahead and put them out there. I'm going to go ahead and just stop there because I think you get the gist, and we'll go ahead and put cutters on them. And these we want to adjust a little bit. On these, what we want to do is we want to, first we're going to go to the girdle. Where's our girdle? Right here, girdle thickness. We're going to bump this up just a little bit. And then our placement here, we're going to drag it so that it kind of goes up like that. We'll check it out. Maybe a little bit more on our place. Let's go back to wireframe. Where's our girdle thickness? We'll make that a little thicker. We'll take that placement up to where it's on our girdle right there. And this one, it's on the outside, right? So we want to adjust that just a little bit because we need to have metal to circle set it, right? Yeah. Okay, and we'll check that. Make sure that it's still a little bit more maybe. Let's go ahead and girdle thickness. We want that thickness to come out, right? Now I'll go to my wireframe, and you can see my girdle's right here, but my edge goes all the way down to here, so we need to adjust that up to our edge at the bottom of our item there, and then we'll switch back, and it all comes up. So we'll go ahead and enter, and we'll do a solid Boolean difference, this being our first, enter, and then these, and enter, and then enter again. And you have some gemstones cut out. We'll need to take this surface and delete it, and there you go. Something like that, where they're gypsy set in there. And you can actually go in here, and if you wanted to, because it's not going to be totally squared off, you can go to blend. Let's get rid of this here. Go to blend, kind of make this. Let's take it preview, yes. Let's change that to a 0.2, hit enter, enter, and we blow it. So all we have to do is set all, 0.2, enter, and now we have a 0.2. and it looks more natural, right? Where, because you got to circle set it around in there, right? And you can do that to all of them to make it look more realistic, because that's kind of the way it's going to look when it's done. All right, so that's kind of one way. Yeah, pretty cool. All right, so that's just a two-piece, right? Now we'll just go ahead and delete that one, and I'll get a new fresh viewports out here. Jet lag major. I used to make this trip for Japan, the U.S. about 4 or 5 times a year, and anymore it's brutal. So let's go ahead and one more time real quick. Let's go to our tools. We'll hit our inside ring rail, enter. We'll go straight to the outside ring rail. And of course, we want to adjust those. So 2 and 2 and 2. And then enter. And we'll do the exact same thing. Go to our solids, extrude straight. Make sure that our solid is yes and both sides yes. Turn on grid snaps. Make sure it's set at 1 and then hit enter. And we have that, and we'll just go ahead and hide those ring rails. And again, we want to make those edges, since we have it all at 1 right now. Blend. Select the whole entire piece. We have it at 0.2. We'll just go preview yes, so we'll hit enter, and then I'll go back and change those by set all 2.5, enter, and enter. So we have our fillets on there, right? Now this one I'm going to make very, very simple, just for a 3. So what we'll do is we'll go to a curve, and I'm just going to grab a straight curve and go, or a line curve, and go from F4, and I am going to go to both sides, hold down shift so it goes right through the middle, and I'm going to take that and just go ahead and rebuild. Now you don't have to do it this way. You can do an interp curve through there if you want to. That's perfectly good. And then I just change this to 5 points instead of the 2, and I'll control points, go to wireframe so I can kind of see what's going on, and we'll take this one up something like that, and we'll grab this one over here and do something like that there, and then get rid of those points. And again, we'll go back, grab that curve, extrude it straight, something like that, so we have the line going through there, right? Now this time what we're going to do, since we're going to make it into 3 items, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select this, go to my surface, go to offset, and then again I'm going to come down here, both sides yes, and solid yes, and I have it set at 0.2. That should be fine. Depending on what thickness you want, you can change that, of course, and then we'll hit enter. So now I have a line, a nice solid piece going through there, right? So this is much easier. So what I'm going to do is just go to my solids, go to Boolean intersection this time, and click on my ring, and then enter, and then that offset surface there, and then enter, and then I have this here, right? So let's go ahead and get rid of that. So I have the 3 items. This one we'll go ahead and, well, we'll leave it alone for right now. Yeah. We have this surface and we have this surface, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to take this surface, we're going to Boolean difference with this surface, and then hit enter. So now we have that. We have our cutout, right? So we'll take this and hide it, right? So we have this item with our cutout here, and we're going to go ahead and bring back that mid surface by going over here to our balloon in our dynamic commands, and then go clicking on our 3 little dots, and then I'm going to show. So now we have that back, and I'll just change that to this color. We'll take this, ungroup it, and take one and change it to another color. So we have 3 different items out there, right? Now here I want to maybe put some gemstones going all the way around or something. So I'm going to go ahead and select well, first I'll go to my curves menu, go to project, and down here in the command line, select curves and points to project. That'll be this. Project to, that'll be to project. You enter, select objects to project to, that'll be this, and enter. Since that line was the center, it'll be in the center of our item, right? So now we have this line out here, and we will ungroup that because we only want the top one. You could hold down shift and select it too if you wanted to. You don't have to ungroup it. We'll go to gems. We'll go to gems on curve. And we'll just go ahead and line those gems up. Whoop, missed it. Drag that around, something like that. We'll adjust those out a little maybe. And of course we want to pick our target object, which will be that. So they're all pointing in the right direction. And of course we want to, from the girdle to the table, right? And you can actually, if you wanted to, drop those down just a little more and then hit enter, and we'll go ahead and select those gems, go to our cutters, and let's see here, we'll go ahead and hide this surface and hide this surface. I think it is. No, not that one. This one, yeah. And of course we want to set up our channel. We'll drag that. We got lots of room there, so we'll bring it out. And we'll change that cutter. I don't like that V on the bottom. That's just my preference. We'll just go here. And let's go to all perspectives. Put it all in wireframe. Okay, so right now it's cutting through pretty much the entire ring. And we don't want that, so we'll bump that up. Height, drag it down. Wherever you would like it. I'm going to go with something like this, and we should be good to go. So I'm just going to go ahead and enter. Let's give it some shading now. Let's go back to our solids, Boolean difference, this surface enter, and we have our channel cut. And of course our green's turned off. It'll change it back to green. So let's change that back to a different color layer. And we have that. And maybe we could adjust that channel cutter, edit. So we'll just bump that out a little bit more. Hit enter. And let's take a look at it. Yeah, it's better. It's the nice thing about MatrixGold. Been working off Matrix 9 for the last 3 weeks, and you can't do stuff like that with Matrix 9. So we'll grab our gemstones, we'll go to settings, we'll put our prongs on there, and of course the first thing we want to do always is bump those up, and of course those prongs look a little thin compared to our stones there, so we'll go to prong diameter, we'll make them a little bit bigger, maybe not that big, and we'll go ahead and hit enter. Okay, so we have nice little prong sets out there. Now next thing you need to do is go to cutters, put our cutters on there, go to wireframe, let's turn off this, and this, and the only thing really I want to do is there's a couple things I want to check. I'm going to go ahead and bump this up just a little bit in there. And then the last thing I want to check is making sure it's not cutting into my rail, which it's not. So, and my prongs will not be, are not attached yet, so it's not going to cut into my prongs. And that's, I don't want my prongs cut. So I'll hit enter. I'll go to solids, Boolean difference, this surface enter, and we'll make those cutouts. There we go. And of course it changed it back to green. Let's turn on all the layers. Let's take this layer again and we'll change it to this one. All right, so now we have something like this going on. Very, very simple, right? And then if you go to your render, we'll turn on MatrixGold again. We'll take this surface here, render metals. We'll turn this one to red. We'll take this one here and these prongs. You can go ahead and Boolean union those together if you want. And we'll take that and put it on white. And then we'll take this one here and put it on yellow. Okay, or you could do green or whatever. You can make all kind of different combinations. And ground plane. So we'll turn off this, go to our ground plane, and we'll come down here again to what Bo likes, I think, from Jim Vision. Shiny car paint. He makes a little adjustments with it. I'm not going to waste your time with that right now. And I'll turn off my yellow so we don't get those in the render. And we'll just do a quick render here, just to give you a little idea. Oh, there's something I forgot. So let's go ahead and turn that off. Oh, okay. I already had to make sure those are rendered gems, diamond. Okay. Now let's check it out. That's white, that's not red. So let's go back here. This one. A lot too much in there. Let's just take this, go to metals, render metals, red, into apply. Now let's try that out. Now it's all red. Oh, is it grouped together? Let me see. No? Yeah, it's grouped together. So let's ungroup it. There we go. Okay, so this one, let's go ahead and turn to red. This one, let's turn to yellow. And let's make sure that this one and this one are white. Now let's go ahead and set that up a little bit and do a render. The denoiser, and there you go. That's not a very good render. I could go back and fix that real easy, but just give you an idea. And there you go. There is a fusion ring 3-piece. And again, you can do different kinds of designs or whatever you want. No big deal. You could, all day long, you could do all different kinds of designs with this particular style fusion ring, right? And you'll notice I did not do the fillets here on these edges because you want it to kind of butt up very nicely, right? You don't want those getting in the distorting the design process or the way. But again, that's a personal preference. You could do that. But there you go. Hope the video helps, and hopefully this is what you were kind of looking for. If it is, please leave a like, subscribe, and share the content. Really appreciate your time and good designing. Thanks very much.